Well, it's Monday morning. Yesterday was quite the day. They predicted all this bad weather for where I live, of this storm that was moving through. They just, they were talking for the last 2 or 3 days. And since I've retired, I've kind of become the weatherman, and I've kept up with the weather. I've always been real interested in storms, and I started watching some storm chasers here on YouTube, and it's very interesting to me. But yesterday was a real threat. I got kind of anxious about it, and they said get prepared, and so I don't have a storm cellar, and where I live, it would probably be very prudent if I got one, but I kind of cleaned out my Frady hole, I call it. It's here in my office. It's this closet over here. And so I just, I cleaned it out, and I got stuff ready. There's water in there, and make sure that my phone's charged and stuff and I begin to think about, man, what would happen, if there really was a tornado? And the likelihood of that is it's pretty strong around here. And because in 1979, where I live, there was a wedge, mile-wide F4 tornado that came through here. And I lived through it. And I remember. And that's the reason that I get a little when the weather gets bad. Now, I just thought I'd sit down here and talk about this because it's part of my life. The weather, the storms. We've had some bad storms. And it's a part of where I live, Tornado Alley. And, this last week, I've been retired 2 years. I passed my 2-year anniversary, and I've been retired for 2 years. And it's like, I had one of those weeks this last week. Like, man, I'm just tired. I'm tired of cooking, tired of cleaning, tired of paying bills. I'm tired of going to work. I still work 2.5 days outside the home. When I retired, I just wanted to work from home. And about a year ago, things happen, and my retirement fund was melting like a snowball in hell, and so I decided to work a couple of days outside the home at a counseling center, which has helped. So I just was tired. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. And I think about, wasn't too long ago, one of my coaching clients said, got mad at me and said, I'm tired of you pushing me. And I said, well, that's what you pay me for. That's what a coach is supposed to do. Well, I said that to myself this last week. I'm tired of you pushing me. I just, and I should be grateful, and I should, to try to kind of get out of the funk I was in of just not wanting to. And of course, I learned a long time ago the only way to get out of the not want to is to do the thing I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to cook. So I just get in there and pull something out. I cook. And then, it goes away. But I just kind of couldn't seem to shake loose of that, And so it's like, I spent a lot of time yesterday watching the storm chasers chase this storm, watch it develop. And it went south of us. Just not by much, we just kind of eked it by. And there was some damage in Oklahoma and south of here, and just some, I think the only tornadoes were that actually touched down that I could tell was in the panhandle of Texas, and there might have been a few around Durant, Oklahoma. And I'm from Oklahoma, so it's like I got real grateful yesterday thinking about, because people don't really realize what it's like unless you've seen it firsthand. The destruction. No electricity, no water, no gas, no phone, no nothing. Nothing. No gasoline, because there's no electricity. Or like that was my experience with the tornado. And, you know, everything is just, if it's still there, it's full of debris and insulation. You can't, you know, use anything, really. It's a mess. Not even to get to the point it's life-threatening. So I got into some gratitude, and I kind of got out of that, man, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that. And I think that's just kind of part of getting older. How many years have I cooked and cleaned and paid bills and been, I don't want to be responsible anymore. What happened to this easy stuff? You know, they talk about here, you know, make good money and it's easy. And well, that's not my experience, but I just, so many people on here just get on here and just talk about whatever they're going through. So it's a Monday, you know, and I had planned on batching some videos and doing some work, and then they started over there putting a new roof on, because we had a really bad hailstorm in April, and so everybody around here is putting roofs on. It seems like every time I want to get in here and make a video, they're putting a roof on, or somebody's mowing their yard, or weed eating, or they're cutting a tree down that fell down. You know, it's just, it's noise everywhere. And I've tried doing videos outside of my office, and, you know, I did a walk and talk. That was a fiasco. My hair blowing across because the wind blows where I'm at here in north central Texas. And it just, you know, the scenery's just not real pretty like some of these people here on YouTube that do outside videos. Anyway, I just kind of in a little bit of a sarcastic mood, and you know, so many people just get on here and I plan my videos, and I want to share stuff that's enlightening or helpful, and my real gist is that you have a relationship with yourself. But just like all other relationships, sometimes you just kind of get pissy with yourself. I've been there. Pissy. I'm just in that kind of mood. And I was talking with my, I have we call ourselves accountability partners. And we do Marco Polo back and forth. And she said, you just need to do a real Rhonda talk. And so that's what this is. This is real Rhonda. And it's just me being me on purpose. And I sometimes struggle and up and down, and life's around and around. And a lot of times my friends say, well, you just got it all put together. And I don't. I don't have it put together. I don't have it all figured out. And, you know, that's part of, you know, personal development, working on yourself. That's part of, you know, sometimes you're the messy middle. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're in the dumps. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's the dip. Sometimes, you know, you're on the roller coaster. That's life in general. Just life in general. You know, I don't have a cup of coffee, and I don't have a muffin, and I don't have a cookie, and I'm not going hiking. I'm just me, sitting in my office, talking about life. And sometimes life happens, and you just go with it. So I hope you have a great day and get something out of this. And if not, I did. Be you on purpose.